The Island. Where am I? Bob thought to himself when he woke up on a beach. I can't remember what happened. There had been a bad storm, and Bob's fishing boat had sunk. He washed ashore on a small island, but he had gotten hurt during the storm. He had a terrible headache, and he had a fracture in his shoulder. He felt awful, but he had a strong desire to make it home to his spouse and children. He had to tolerate all the pain and devise a plan. Bob stood up and looked around. I'll walk to a higher place so I can see everything around me and see far in the distance, thought Bob. Maybe I'll gain some insight about this island and find something to help me escape. As he walked along a mountain ridge, he noticed that the tall trees looked strong and thick. Bob got a brilliant idea. He could build a raft. He cut down some leaves and tree limbs. Even though his shoulder injury affected his ability to carry the materials, he slowly shoved them down the mountain until he reached the coastline. Bob was a proficient builder. He used his building expertise to line up the limbs and tie them together with long vines. When the raft was finished, Bob was happy with his work. "This will bring me home to my family," he said with a smile. At last, Bob was ready to implement his plan. With all his might, he thrust the raft into the water. He climbed on and began the job of finding his way home. Bob smiled again and thought, "I'm glad I kept a good attitude. It prevented the pain from deterring me from my plan. Optimism and ambition make anything possible." Slowly, he floated out to sea. In a few days, he made it to shore and ran home to see his worried family.